Let's go. Let's go.
Oh, wow.
No, I thought that was a good intro, but okay.
It is a good intro. No, I liked it.
Thank you. Thank you. Someone appreciates my effort around here.
Yeah.
Hello, welcome to a passive-aggressive start to this episode of a Piece of Our Minds, a podcast about the creative process, brought to you by three amateurs who don't know what they're doing, but like to pretend like they do and talk about this kind of stuff. So as always, I am the main host, I guess, as we elected sometime along the way. My name is Zander. I'm joined today by my two let's go glorious friends. I don't know if I used that.
I was just going to say insert adjective here.
Yeah.
Dude, that would have been so funny if you would have just said, friends. Like,
yeah,
my friend. They're friends.
They're friends.
They're here.
Their names are Aaron and Harley.
Yes. I am Harley. I am a writer.
And I am Aaron. And I'm just here for a good time.
we're all just here for a good time.
We're here for a good time.
Yeah,
You know
we're all
what?
here for a good time.
Yeah. So this week's topic that Aaron and I decided about 5 minutes ago, as per tradition, is going to be about action sequences, which I am very excited to dive into. But first, as per tradition as well, we're going to start with talking about things we've been working on for the past week, give you a little status update on the projects that we've all been working on and that kind of stuff. So I'll go first. So what I've been doing...
Wow,
Thank you, Harley. Yeah, you ruined my flow there for a second.
Yeah, like Zander was going really strong. You can't say this to Zander, otherwise he gets
okay. It's true. No, this is exactly what's happening. I could talk forever. I could talk about how I watched The Notebook this week for the first time.
Dude!
Yeah.
Oh, man. What did you think?
It was good. I really enjoyed it. Well, freaking Rachel McAdams is like one of my favorite actresses in general.
I didn't know that she was in that until I was actually watching the movie, though.
Yes,
but
she's amazing. Because she's in my favorite rom-com of all time, About Time, which I believe I've recommended on this podcast. And if I have not, watch About Time. I think it's on Netflix, and it's amazing. Very British. Very good.
British.
Very British. But besides watching The Notebook, see, I'm going to keep my rom-com talk limited.
Yes.
to like that solid 30-second elevator pitch. Like,
yeah.
The weekly detour into my newest rom-com that I watched this week. But besides that, I've written more of my story after I mentioned last week that I am officially a third done with the first draft of my novel. I sent it to a friend of mine who completely ripped it apart in a very good way. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
She destroyed it, but it was. She said she liked it overall, which is good.
It was good.
Yeah, especially some of the later parts where I actually knew more of what I was doing and understood the story more. So that was very helpful. But then I also starting the second act off with a scene that I think is probably my favorite scene of showing Tom's character and playing with one of the biggest themes in the novel that I have right now of people just do what they think they're supposed to do, in most of the case. I just wrote a really good scene that I felt proud of, had a lot of emotion in it.
Nice.
Yeah, so that was good. Also, we've mentioned a little bit on this podcast that we're working on a third film in the Fat Zander series on our YouTube channel, Let Us Rock Productions. And we've been having some struggle trying to plan that and figure it out. And last night, actually, Harley and I got to talking, and we decided to completely rework it. Into a spin-off following Harley's character of the producer and the kind of new, kind of not new character of the interviewer that Aaron plays.
I've been involved in the storyline, but I haven't really been physically.
You haven't. You haven't.
We heard his voice.
Yeah, you heard it.
Yeah,
he was the person interviewing Fat Zander in the original one, I Am Fat Zander, The Rise and Fall of a Legend, and then we're also going to play with the fact that he was in the basketball stupid whatever. So it's going to focus on them, and it's going to be more of like a Fat Zander story in vein of Once Upon a Time, which we made. And again, all of those are on our YouTube channel, Lettuce Rock Productions, if you're confused and want to check them out, because we would really appreciate that. But yeah, so we're going to make more of a spin-off in that vein. And hope that's, now that we completely reworked it and like this idea a lot more, we think it's actually going to be able to get done relatively soon. Good. I think it's going to be great, but it's also going to get done relatively soon. Which is, I think it's very nice.
Yeah, it's for the storyline, and character development. So
this is the storyline that I am the most proud of making in like a short film. Like,
really?
And we made it in 15 minutes.
Yeah. We sat there in my car and broke it in 15 minutes. And it's good. Like, it is a solid story that Harley and I made.
When you guys told me about it last night, I was very intrigued. I was also very proud too.
Thank you.
I was very proud.
I always do like when you're proud of me, Aaron. So.
Yeah.
You don't need to be so humble. Jeez.
I don't know what to do.
He's got a giant smile on his face, and that's all that matters. Yeah, so that's what I've been up to this week. For the next week, I'm going to continue. I'm going to do the rewrites that we need to do for the script, because it's going to have the same basic plot as what we're going to do for Fat Zander 3, but it's going to be a little different. And I need to rewrite that, and
it's going to be fun.
It's going to be very fun. It has a lot to do with the action topic that we're going on this week. But before we get into that more, I will turn over to Harley or Aaron if you guys want to share what you guys have been doing this week.
I'll go next since I interrupted Zander.
You get the privilege of doing that.
So a lot like Zander, I've been just working on my writing a lot. I've been working. I got a little bit of writing done, but like I got a lot of thinking done with like my characters again, and I worked on like the relationship between Jackie and Lane, and I am really looking forward to like developing that more, because it's going to be really fun to like mess with that a little bit. Because it's going to be a really, I want to make it like a really like adorable like love story, and it's going to be a lot of fun to mess with.
Yeah, you've told me a little bit about that behind the scenes, and it does sound very interesting.
Yeah, I'm going to try and make it like a very, very emotional and heartfelt relationship between Jackie and Lane.
Which is good, because people like that stuff.
People like connecting to a story.
No,
especially that love element.
It's gonna be really
rom-com.
It's gonna be it's gonna be really good if I can really develop that relationship early on. Xander knows why, and Aaron knows why, and it's gonna be great if I can make it work. And sure. I also got into more of Lane's feelings about like going out in public, and like his emotions towards like the outside world, as it be, and like how it's dangerous, how dangerous it is for him to go outside and like go and like hang out outside of work. Is like it's unpredictable, and you don't know what people are going to be doing, and so like it's dangerous for him specifically because of like how dangerous he is. And so that's I can't wait to play with that more too, with like how, because I've gotten to a part where him and Jackie and I forgot his name. How did I forget his name? Seth.
Yeah, I was gonna say Sean, but okay, yeah.
Seth. They're gonna go out and like hang out after work, and like Elaine is like, I don't know about this, and so it's gonna be really fun to play with that, with them like going and hanging out, and it's gonna be a really good chance to like build up the relationship between like Jackie and Lane, because Jackie already knows that like he hates like going out in public and like hanging out. And so like it's gonna be interesting to see, like, because obviously Seth is gonna be like a big people person.
Oh yeah.
And so
huge extrovert.
Yeah, he's gonna want to like go out and just like hang out with all these people, and Lane's gonna be like, I don't know about this.
It's like, no.
Yeah. But besides that, I watched a couple of really good movies. I got my mom to watch one of my favorite movies now. I got her to watch Silent Voice, which was
fantastic movie.
Great movie.
Great movie.
Have we talked about that on this podcast before?
I think we've mentioned it before.
Yeah, we didn't really go like as in depth as we did with rom-coms.
For in case you missed it, A Silent Voice is a really good anime movie. Very emotional, very depressing. 10 out of 10 masterpiece. It's on Netflix right now. You should check it out. I cried literally the entire runtime the first time I watched it. I'm exaggerating a little bit, of course, but like pretty close.
I cried twice.
It's an emotional
like this time that I like this it was my second time watching it, and I cried twice. I cried 4 times the first time I watched it.
It hits you hard. That's more than the first time I watched Coco, I cried 3 times, like hard.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I cried. I like it was like I cried and then I recovered, then I cried, then I recovered, then I cried. Like 3 separate. The movie made me so emotional, and that reminded me of that. And you broke my record. Congratulations.
Yeah, but then I also watched a different anime movie that I've been meaning to watch for a while now. It was like Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai, or Dreaming Girl.
Yeah, it's like Rascal Doesn't Dream of a Dying Girl or something like that. Or
I think it's Rascal Does Not Dream of Dreaming Girl.
Okay.
It's something
some
weird.
Anime BS.
But you see, that one, I loved that one in particularly just because of the characters and how interesting each character is, and like the different dynamics that they bring. And it's really good, and it can be really funny too.
Yeah,
the movie was really emotional. It got me.
I'm sure
it got me a couple times actually.
Yeah, because the show that that movie takes place after is also very funny and emotional.
Yes.
Yeah. That's called Rascal Doesn't Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai, which I know how it sounds.
I know how it sounds, but it's good. It is probably one of my top animes.
Yeah.
So cool. That's what I did. And it's pretty funny. Like last week after we got done recording the podcast, I immediately went downstairs and got our DVD of Juno and watched it.
Really?
Yeah, I did.
Epic. I need to rewatch that. It's still sometime this week.
It's very good. So that's what I did.
Right. Aaron,
I guess it's my turn now.
It is your turn.
So I one of the things that I learned 2 things this week. One was more about production design, which is pretty self-explanatory, like in terms of like how you want your characters to look, like what you want the setting to look like. So that one, like, there wasn't a whole lot of learning there. I think the biggest takeaways from that, always consider color for your story, because you can mess with color in so many different ways, and establishing a character's identity through their fashion, their clothing. To me, those were the big takeaways from learning about production design. The other thing that I learned more about was the high angle shot, which is something that I haven't really ever thought about, like whether it's something like the short films idea that we've talked about and that stuff, like considering that. But it was very cool to learn about that, because like you can do so many different things with it. You can like show the narrative, you can create an emotion within your audience, whether it's fear or suspense. And it's very great for like action movies, which is perfect.
That is perfect. Yeah.
So that's kind of where people should utilize the high angle shot, is like when you're trying to make your audience feel that that scary feeling, that
Mhm.
gloomy feeling, or you're just trying to get a cool look. Some of the movies that I watched this week, I watched The Silver Linings Playbook again, which that movie,
I want to watch that.
dude, it's good.
Okay.
I like the way like all the characters work,
Mhm.
and it feels like you're in the mind of like a psychopath, but like it's reality.
Hmm.
It's just so cool. Like, oh, it's so cool.
Yeah, because
Um,
I really don't know anything about that movie. It's like
It is a very good movie.
okay. I need to watch that.
it's a
I'll add
love
that.
story, but
Mhm.
it's very interesting. Like, it's a very
Okay.
unique spin.
I'll check
Like,
that out.
Jennifer
I watched
Lawrence and
Bradley is Bradley Cooper? Yeah.
Bradley Cooper.
Yeah. Okay.
and it also has Robert De Niro too.
Oh.
Yeah, no, good cast. It was
Yeah.
nominated for many awards
Mhm,
when
mhm.
it came
I
out.
remember that season. Yeah.
But I also watched Schindler's List, which I gotta say, that movie's like probably in my top 3. Like,
Really?
it is just, it's so good. It's so long,
Oh
but
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
so good.
Mhm.
It's just such a beautiful film.
Mhm.
It's so sad, but it's really good.
Mhm.
Let's see. I watched Sleepless in Seattle with Tom Hanks.
Ah.
That movie was like, it was just a feel good movie. You know, it was made you feel good. Like, especially with the ending and everything. It's just, yeah, it's one of those feel good movies. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've accomplished this week. So
Well,
yeah.
you got your rom-com in, and that's all that matters.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
truly matters on this pod, on A Piece of Our Minds.
So
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Great. I
On
feel like
to the
this,
next.
yeah, this is the first time that like the podcast is actually feeling structured. Like,
yeah.
like usually we're just like, I guess we'll talk about this now.
Yeah.
It's great for 10 episodes in.
I'd say so.
Yeah. So, like Aaron was saying with the action stuff, and also the reason that we're doing action this week, we're going to talk about action, how we plan to set up action sequences and choreograph and stuff like that, is because the Untitled producer interviewer Fat Zander spinoff is going to center around largely a giant group fight scene that in a parking lot that
Yes.
I really, really want to do. Like
Yes.
that was the entire concept was revolved around this fight scene. And in the scripts that I've been writing, I just I just left a thing that was like, we'll do this later. Like
We'll figure it out.
this is how it ends. Like this is how it starts. This is point A, this is point B. We'll figure out the in between on set. So let's talk a little bit about how you think we're gonna like work through that.
Man. Work through this action scene.
Yeah.
Well,
Action scene.
Like, before we dive into it, I think it would be cool to see how like other writers write an action scene, like for a movie or something, like just to see what that physically looks like on paper.
Yeah, honestly, because I need to. That is one thing that I've been like thinking is that like I need to read more professional scripts, like for TV
I've been
film.
wanting to do that.
Yeah,
like just to see like what it looks like, you know, like a professional major film movie script.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because I've been trying. Cool. I've seen like a page, and I've been trying to model like how I'm writing these scripts more on like what I've like the memory of what I've seen. But I would love to know more about like what do you put in stage directions and what do you just like figure out on set. Like like that's the big thing for me. I'm just like, do I need to put he walks from like the like the stove to the refrefrigerator? Like, do I need to write that in the script, or is that something they just figure out on set?
Just, like physically tell someone like,
hey. I'm sure there is a concrete answer that a more seasoned professional would know. But I've always been curious about that.
I also feel like it depends on like who's writing it. Like I feel like if it's the director, I feel like a lot of times the director will just tell. Like
yeah.
And I feel like I could be wrong, but
yeah, and I feel like a lot of it is like up to like director's discretion too, probably.
Yeah.
Of like, this is what I want. Like if it shows like an emotion in like the stage direction, like I doubt like they'll follow that to a T. Like, you know.
Yeah.
It's up to interpretation.
Yeah.
But yeah, so for this fight scene, we were gonna have like basically probably like a 2-on-5, I think is like
What we're going for.
generally what we're gonna do. Yeah.
2-on-5.
So yeah.
Doesn't sound fair.
It does not sound fair.
I think that's the point.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I don't know, just like, and like of course we also don't have a huge production budget.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
So
But
I
I
wish
feel like
I wish we had more like time to like get choreography down.
yeah. Because we're
Yeah.
only gonna have like a few hours to do choreography because we're on a
Yeah.
tight schedule.
And the problem is, see, I think for an action sequence, the choreography is the most important part
Mhm.
of the action
Yeah.
sequence. Because
Oh,
like
yeah.
if you can get the choreography down, then you can figure out like the angles and the
Mhm,
shots
mhm.
and like
Yeah.
everything else.
Yeah.
You can figure that out after.
Mhm.
I wish we had more time to do the choreography.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like none of we haven't been like super experienced with like setting
No,
up a fight scene.
Yeah.
Well, and I know one thing that we talked about like before with the old script is like having 2 cameras
Mhm.
for this.
Yeah.
particular- So that's another thing to consider is like working with multiple cameras and
Mhm.
like
Which
how
would be dope.
like Harley said,
That'd be so
choreography
cool.
and like, how we want it to look.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
and
I
this
was.
is definitely the biggest challenge I think in terms of filming that we've
Oh yeah,
definitely
yeah.
done.
Which is
So,
great. Like we need to keep challenging ourselves in order to like
Yeah.
grow as
Definitely.
artists and stuff. What was I gonna say? I had a point. I was thinking. So there's this web series on there's this YouTube channel. Like they're kind of like they don't really do it much anymore, but they're called Rocket Jump. And a while ago, actually not that long ago, they made this series called Anime Crimes Division. That's like a parody of cop shows, and like all the crimes are like it's like like 2 gangs, like sub and dub, or like the 2 like just like stuff like there's someone murdering Gundam action figures, like silly stuff like that. But
Yeah.
in the second season, there's this super cool, badass one shot fight scene in like a hallway that has made me very interested in trying our hands at something like that.
That would be really
Mhm.
cool.
Yeah.
I always
Yeah.
love like one take fights,
Mhm,
like
mhm.
one shot fights.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you
Because-
really feel it, you know.
There's
like,
there's a fight scene from Daredevil, the TV show,
Mhm.
that was actually on the YouTube channel that I suggested to you and Aaron a while back,
Mhm.
a couple episodes ago. And because
Yeah.
like they were doing like a stuntman reacts to like fight scenes and
And
whatever.
what was that YouTube channel again?
Oh, Corridor Crew.
Yeah, that's
Okay. Okay. Just for the listeners back home.
Yeah, it's a Corridor Crew, and they do like reaction videos, and they like have they're actually like professionals, and they've worked on like special effects and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And they had a couple episodes of Stuntmen React, and they just showed like fight scenes or like stunts that people did. And one of them was they had a guy who was also a stunt double on the Daredevil TV show. He was talking about the one shot fight scene that they did in Daredevil, and it's a really good fight scene where they switch between the stunt double and the actual actor.
Mhm.
It's pretty cool how they did it.
Yeah,
because like it's like in a hallway, and they like go in between rooms in the hallway.
Yeah. They did
So
a
it's pretty
similar
cool.
thing with the fight scene in Anime Crimes Division too, with like it's like a bendy hallway, and they'll like go into this, and the camera will like swing around in the complete opposite direction as they change.
Yeah.
Yeah. So trying to do little tricks like that would be
That'd be really
awesome.
cool.
Also, we're not gonna have stunt doubles.
Yeah, I thought. Yeah.
somebody just punched me in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Yeah, so
the
that's-
thing that, like,
I don't have an issue with getting hit.
like on a more professional level, like watching how a film works with stunt doubles is so cool. Like,
Mhm.
like it will literally just be for a couple seconds, but to do like
Yeah.
the most intense thing, like it's
Oh,
it's
It's
super-
crazy.
It's great, and you can't tell. You cannot tell in the final
Yeah,
cut.
you can't tell.
Yeah,
I would love to be a
That's the
stunt
thing.
double because that'd be so much fun.
see,
It's also a very dangerous job.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's not.
No, I would be too scared of getting hurt
I think
to be
it'd
a
be
stunt
awesome.
double.
It'd be so cool.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, no.
But I think definitely like one of the things I want to try to do, at least like maybe like a 30-second like one shot, like like in the middle of the action scene, or like
Yeah.
I think a lot what
How cool would it be if we had a one-shot take, but the camera's like in the middle of the fighting, and it's like panning around.
panning around, that would be, and that could be like the climax of the entire thing.
Mm-hmm.
That would be cool.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, we'll take
It's
notes
like
on
choreographing like a 30-second fight scene alone, like only 30 seconds is a lot of work. But if we're gonna make it like a minute long fight scene,
yeah,
that's
I
gonna
want
be-
this. I want this to be like a substantial fight scene. Like
it's like what, like a 2-minute fight scene? That'd be crazy.
That would be cool. Well, because it's definitely going to be like, I'm thinking, because we need like a nice like ebb and flow with like what's going on with the action. So definitely I wanted to start with like everyone staring down everyone, and then like maybe the producer and the interviewer like break off and like go fight like two gangs like together, and then like
they get
off
pushed
on their
back
own.
together.
Yeah, they get pushed back together, and maybe they'll like go off a little bit of going, and like they'll. I definitely want to do some like cool combo moves where like like Aaron like grabs the guy and Harley punches him. Like stuff
that
like
would be a lot of fun.
It would be so much fun, and it would look so cool. And
It would.
yeah, my biggest, because like the main thing I also want to do with the Fat Zander spinoffs that we're doing is make each one a distinctive genre, which I think will be cool. So like the first one was Western or like film noir inspired, and then this one's just straight action. I want it to be like straight action movie.
Yeah.
Like I want a ton of like quick cuts and like interesting zoom ins and
I was gonna say,
wide shots. You gotta have quick cuts.
Yeah, you gotta have quick.
And I'm trying to keep that more in mind while I'm writing this time too, which I think has been helpful.
Dude, are there gonna be any explosions? Since it is. I'm just saying.
I don't think we have that kind of budget.
Yeah,
we get
our budget is $0. So
we'll go get some. We'll get some firecrackers.
Yeah. God. Well, I'll see what I can do with special effects. I'm trying to learn After Effects slowly and surely.
If only we had someone to do like makeup.
If we had someone to do makeup, that would be baller. But I don't know anyone. I don't know anyone who would know that. Which is great. Yeah, I wanna build a bigger network of people too that can help me out with this.
I'm fine with someone giving me a black eye.
Oh, like physically, or
if it's for the scene.
Okay,
I'll do it.
Harley is a masochist, confirmed.
No, I'm not.
Wow.
I'm just committed.
Sure? Yeah, you're just committed to it.
Harley's putting it all out there.
I'll have to explain it to the people at work though. Just like, what happened to you? I'm like, I was filming a scene. Leave me alone.
Oh my god. Yeah. So I think that's my main goal for this scene, because I think the rest of it, like the emotion stuff and like the story, I think we'll be able to. I definitely wanted to try some more interesting things, like with camera angles and stuff and like acting and whatnot. I need to figure out what voice I'm gonna do for my character, who's still a secret. But I need to figure out what kind of voice I'm gonna do for them.
Yeah,
that's a big deal in my mind.
I guess I didn't think about that.
Oh yeah, because like Fat McGraw did like a Western deep,
the old Western
deep, and I can't really do that anymore.
Western drawl.
Yeah, Southern drawl.
Southern.
Well, I was thinking I could do like a Matthew McConaughey. All of my voices are Southern, and that's the trick of being me. Yeah, I guess Yeah. Do you have
Yeah.
any more notes
Wow.
about
I guess
action or anything?
I guess the only point that I was going to make about like action sequences, like, because
Mhm.
you guys talked about it with like the one takes and stuff.
Mhm.
Like they're either like the one takes and like they're long, or they're like really quick, like
Yeah.
super
Yeah.
quick.
Yeah.
It also depends. Like I think like when it's between people, like it's really quick.
Mhm.
But
I
if
would
it's
love if we just had like a combination of quick cuts and also long takes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Totally. Because that'll give it a nice like because you want like a good pace to it too.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
that's not like it's just running on forever, and it's not like oh my god that was 2 minutes long when it felt like 30
So like
seconds.
I think
Like
okay, I think it'd be really cool. So like the first part of the fight, they go off on their own and whatnot.
mhm.
I think it'd be really cool if like we made that the quick cut section, and then when they come back together,
it's the long cut.
it's like okay, they're getting tired now and a little sluggish, so now it's gonna slow down the pace a little bit, and it's gonna be
Yeah.
a long take, and it's just gonna flow a little bit slower because like everyone's getting tired,
Yeah,
and these
yeah.
you can tell like these guys aren't gonna be able to hold out
Yeah.
on the fight against
Yeah.
5 people.
And then if we actually film it all at once, you guys might be tired.
Yeah,
That's called method acting.
Yeah.
I am method acting.
I am the method actor. Okay. So the most important things to remember with action that we've decided from our amateur perspective that we have decided that we have decreed is the most important thing about action sequences in movies and film. Good pacing.
You got to figure out what kind of fight you're going for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to have that. You want to have a certain style to it.
Try
Yeah.
to have a unique spin on it. You know,
Yeah.
like try to make it.
No
unique.
one
Make it-
wants like the fist fight they've seen like 1,000 times, which is probably what ours is going to be. But that's because this is our
And
first
no
time
one
doing
likes
it.
Well,
repetition. No one likes seeing the same action being done over and over within the same.
Yeah. Unless
So-
it's like for comedy, but like
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
we're
like,
gonna try to make the fight like semi-serious.
if hopefully,
Yeah.
a,
Of course, like it's
a
gonna have
very-
a goofier tone, but like
yeah,
the tone is gonna be
Another
goofy, but
very
the fighting
important
itself is gonna
aspect.
be taken seriously.
another very important aspect of action scenes: choreography.
Choreography, yeah.
Yes.
Choreography and how it works with camera work.
Yes,
Okay, those are the main things you need to keep in common. Not in common. Jesus.
because like
I'm tired.
how you
Wow.
use what angle you're going with the camera kind of
Yeah.
determines like what kind of like punch you're
Yeah.
gonna throw at someone, and
Yeah.
like if you're actually gonna have to hit them or not.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like one of the big things that they talked about in like Corridor Crew is like if the camera is at the right angle, you can like make it so it like goes like past their face,
Mhm.
but like it's covered by their head, and they like move their head with the
Oh
hand,
yeah.
and you don't actually have to hit them, but you have to do it at the right angle for that.
Mhm, mhm,
And then there's like pulling your punches, and you're just like
Mhm.
actually hitting them, but like
mhm.
not.
Oh yeah,
like,
I'm sure. Yeah, there's such a like in-depth art of like stage combat, like on camera or just
Yeah.
on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
in Creed.
Mhm.
I don't know if you guys. I'm sure
I've
Aaron
seen Creed.
knows
I've
where
seen
like
Creed.
Michael B. Jordan actually got knocked out on the set of Creed
Yeah.
Did he?
by the
Yeah.
guy that he fights in the last scene.
Really?
Yeah.
Because like they were, it's one of the parts where he gets like knocked down, but they had to make it like just because of the angle that they were going at to get the right shot. He had to like
Actually,
he was going at like
Yeah,
20%. He was going like 20%, and the way he just swung, it just got him perfectly.
oh jeez.
Yeah.
Because like Michael B. Jordan, he leaned into it just so it would get the right contact,
Mm,
and knocked him out.
man.
'Cause, like I think he got dazed by the punch, but then
Mhm.
he also like hit the canvas like pretty hard, and that knocked him out as well.
Oh, like the fall mat. He like hit that.
Like the
Yeah,
fall,
I-
like
You remember
because I'm pretty
hearing
sure they used like a real like boxing ring,
Mhm.
and like just hitting that just right knocked him out, and so like he got knocked out on the set of Creed.
Yeah. That's brutal.
We'll try not to do that on the set of Fat
Yeah.
Xander.
But if it happens,
if it happens,
happens.
it'll happen to Harley.
I'm
Because he's
fine.
gonna-
I can. Xander knows from speech that I can
Oh
take a bit of
yeah.
a beating.
Yeah, for context, Harley and I in high school speech we did duet, and junior year our duet was heavily centered around me being Batman and Harley being a random citizen that I beat the crap out of.
Yeah.
So we had to do a lot of stage combat with that sometimes turned into real combat on accident.
quite a few times.
Quite often.
You almost gave me a nosebleed.
That is very
As
true.
you were watching that go down, I will say I was very concerned.
Everyone was always concerned. Everyone like came up to us afterwards and were like, "Oh my god, were you actually beating him up?" And I was like, "Not really,
Not intentionally.
not intentionally." Yeah,
I always remember
that wasn't supposed to be.
People are always shocked of like when I like get
Mhm.
my head hit on the table.
Yeah.
People
yeah.
always freaked out about that.
Oh
And
yeah,
like,
because
that's-
because
I'm
that was
that's
just
what you're freaking out about.
yeah. I literally wasn't like because I would like it would look like I was picking you up and slamming you on the table, but
But it was all me.
yeah,
I'm
I
just
wasn't doing anything. Which is how like stage combat works. It's just like the
Mhm.
person taking the hits needs to just completely fake it.
Yeah, just selling the hit
Sell
is
the
really
hit,
important.
Yeah. Make that and like the goofy. It was like a super goofy like superhero spoof.
Mhm.
So like obviously like hamming it up to a certain degree
Yeah.
is amazing.
But you want to be able to sell. You want to if you're doing stage combat, sell the hit.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, great.
It ends up being at the discretion of the director. In the end.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. The director has like their hands on everything, metaphorically speaking, of course. On that note, thank you all so much for listening to today's questionable episode.
This was a good one.
This was a good one. I'm proud. I'm very proud of this community. Yeah, thank you for your continued support and listening when you do. If you have any ideas for episodes, we would love to hear them.
We would love to hear them.
We would love the ideas because we always are like, let's just do this at the beginning of every single episode. So if you want to say anything about it, reach out to us. All of our ats for Twitter and Instagram are in the links in the description. I should put like an email address too that people could reach out for us. Maybe I'll start doing that on these episodes. But I may do that. Put like the Let Us Rock email. Yeah, I think I will. Yeah. So look out for that too if you want to shoot us an email about anything. If you found us, obviously you have because you're hearing me. Yeah, congratulations because you're hearing me say this right now.
You've made it this far.
Yes.
If you watch the entire thing.
Yeah, but if you want to go even farther with your support for A Piece of Our Minds, check us out on Anchor, Breaker, Overcast, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Checking us out on all those. Very supportive. Continue to listen. Tell your friends about it. We would love everyone's support.
Tell your family about it.
Tell your family.
Tell everyone you know.
Tell your aunt. Tell your uncle.
Tell your work friends.
Yeah. Tell your acquaintances. Tell your random person you see in the aisle at Walmart.
Tell the guy in the urinal next to you.
Yeah. Tell the guy in the urinal two urinal like the urinal other way because hopefully you didn't stand right next to the guy because there's an open one there and that's just called respect. Yeah. It's just called respect. Yeah.
Anyway, all right.
Leave us reviews on Apple Podcasts too. Very helpful.
Let us know what you want to hear.
Yes,
because we are running out of ideas.
And keep listening. Yeah, that is very true. But if you want, one of the best ways to support us is to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Let Us Rock Productions, and watch the short films that we have made, and also the video versions of this podcast that I put up there every single week on Mondays at noon. Again, that's Let Us Rock Productions on YouTube. We don't have a formal YouTube link, so I can't do that. But just look up Let Us Rock Productions or just Let Us Rock, and you'll find it. So yeah, tune in next week.
What else are we on, Zander?
What else are we on?
Yeah, we did. You didn't give him the rundown.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did already.
Yeah, he gave him the rundown.
I gave him the rundown.
He only said Apple.
No, I said all of them.
No, he said all.
I said all of them already.
I missed that.
Wow. Even Harley doesn't listen to this podcast.
Oh, you're right. I don't.
Wow.
I keep on forgetting to post it on my Instagram. Like, hey, this came out this week.
Yeah, we need to plug this more. Anyway, Harley doesn't listen to this podcast, but you do, and for that
makes
I love you. Yeah, I love you very much for
I
listening
love
to this.
you.
I love you. Yeah, I love you more than
Me too.
Harley. Apparently.
Wow.
That was
Wow.
mean. I'm sorry, Harley.
Single
Dude.
tear.
I'm
Dude,
sorry. I'm
dude.
sorry.
This is your co-host, and this is how you treat him.
I'm sorry. No, Harley, I love you also, but I also love every single viewer of this podcast.
Yes,
Yeah.
as do I.
Mhm.
Yeah, I do as well.
Without further ado, thank you all so much once again for letting us give you a piece of our minds.
That's a wrap.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's a wrap.
that's a wrap. No more action needed. That was the worst. This is the worst.
People are gonna see that.
Uh,
People are gonna see that on the video version and be like, "Yep, I'm done."
No, yeah, okay. Goodbye. This is
I'm not
it.
proud of this community.